Hey everyone, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about the Royse City, Texas real estate market.
Ooh, that's a hot one right now. It's a really interesting market.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you live out that way east of Dallas and you're thinking about selling your house, it's a really interesting time.
Absolutely. Especially with all the growth they've had out there.
Yeah, and I think that's what we really want to deep dive into today is, what are some of the pros and cons of selling traditionally versus, maybe opting for a cash offer, especially with all this volatility and uncertainty.
Right. Yeah, because there's a lot of different ways to go about it, and sometimes you need to sell your house fast, and sometimes you can wait it out.
That's right. And, selling a home can be a stressful process. It's a big decision, and it can be really time-consuming.
Especially in a fast-paced market like we're seeing right now.
Exactly. So we want to help you guys make an informed decision. That's really what we're here to do today. And just so we are going to sell that house to me. We specialize in giving, fast, fair cash offers for homes, so you
Right.
don't have to wait, months and months for a buyer to come along.
Right. We can help you get out of a tough situation.
Exactly. If
Yeah.
you're thinking, sell my house fast, think of us at sellthathouse2me.com.
That's right. You can visit our website for a no-obligation offer.
So let's bring in our expert. I'm so excited to have you here today. Royse City Real Estate, like the back of your hand.
Well, I try to keep up with it. It's a constantly changing market, especially out there.
All right, so give us the lay of the land. What's going on in Royse City? Why is it such a hot spot right now?
Well, it's really booming, like you said, 14.39% population increase in just a year.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of families are moving out there looking for, more affordable housing, and they want that kind of small town atmosphere.
Right, that sense of community.
Yeah, exactly. And all that growth, though, it creates both opportunities and challenges for folks who are trying to sell their homes.
Yeah. So how does that rapid growth, how does that actually impact homeowners who are ready to sell?
Well, it means there's more competition out there.
Yeah.
More houses are coming on the market all the time. And the market's changing so rapidly, it can be hard to predict what's going to happen next.
Right, so there's a lot of uncertainty.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about traditional selling then in this kind of environment.
Yeah.
What does that look like for someone in Royse City?
Okay, well, if you go the traditional route, you're talking about listing with an agent.
Right.
You got to stage your home, you got to do open houses, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, photographs and all that.
All of it. And
Yeah.
that can take time.
How long are we talking?
You could be looking at 60 to 90 days or even longer in some cases.
Wow, so 3 to 6 months just to even get an offer, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. Especially if you're in a popular area like,
Yeah.
Hidden Creek or along the I-30 corridor where there's a lot of demand.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then, of course, there's the whole negotiation process.
Right, you got to hope that the offer even comes in at the price you want.
And that the buyer can even get financing and that the appraisal comes back. Okay, there are a lot of hurdles.
And that's what I think people forget about sometimes is all those potential hiccups along the way.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
So it sounds like traditional selling in a volatile market. It's kind of a gamble.
It can be. There's definitely some risk involved. What if interest rates spike while your house is on the market?
Oh, yeah.
What if the buyer's financing falls through at the last minute? Then you're back to square one.
You've wasted all that time.
Right. And you're still making those mortgage payments and paying for utilities and all that.
And the stress of all that,
Yeah.
having to keep your house show ready all the time.
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot for people to handle,
Yeah, I can imagine.
especially if you're, maybe in a situation where you need to sell quickly.
Like if you get a job relocation or something like that.
Exactly. Or maybe you've inherited a property and you don't really want to deal with all the hassle of selling it traditionally.
Right. It's just one more thing to worry about.
It deserves it.
That's where I think, a company like ours comes in. Sell that house to me.
Yeah.
We offer a different approach, a way to kind of take the guesswork and the stress out of the equation.
Absolutely. We can really help you out in those situations.
So talk to us a little bit about that. What is the advantage of going the cash offer route?
Well, the biggest advantage is speed. We can give you a cash offer within 24 hours.
Wow. So you know right away what you're working with.
Exactly. We can close in as little as 7 days.
Oh, wow. So it's a much faster process.
Much faster. And there's no risk of the buyer's financing falling through because we're paying cash.
Right. No waiting for loan approvals or anything like that.
Exactly. And there's no need to do any repairs or staging or any of that stuff.
So it's just a much more streamlined process.
Exactly.
And, I think sometimes people hear cash offer and they think low ball. But that's not what we do.
Not at all. We make fair offers based on market value.
And you're saving people money on all those other costs too, right?
Absolutely. There's no agent commissions to pay, no closing costs to worry about.
So even though the offer price might be slightly lower up front.
You actually end up walking away with more cash in hand because you're saving on all those expenses.
That's a really good point.
And you're saving a ton of time and stress.
Absolutely. So I think it's important for people to understand, all those different factors when they're making this decision.
Right. You have to look at the big picture, not just the initial offer price.
We actually helped a guy named Jim from Verandah. He needed to sell his house really quickly, and he got a cash offer from us, and he was able to sell his house in just 6 days.
That's amazing.
6 days.
6 days, no waiting, no hassle.
That's the kind of speed and efficiency we can offer.
And then we also worked with Kelly, who lives near Royse City Lake. She saved $12,000 in repairs and upgrades by selling to us.
Yeah, it's incredible how much money people can save. So, we really are here to help people in all kinds of situations.
Absolutely. Whether you need to sell quickly or you just want a hassle-free experience, we're here for you.
We make it easy.
We take care of everything.
And I think that peace of mind is really invaluable.
It is. Selling a house is a big decision, and we want to make it as stress-free as possible for our clients.
That's great.
We want to be a resource for them every step of the way.
Well, I think this is a great start to our deep dive into Royse City real estate.
I agree.
We've covered a lot of ground already, but there's still so much more to talk about.
Absolutely.
So stick with us after the break, and we'll be right back to continue our discussion. And this is where I think it gets really interesting, because sometimes people think they're going to make more money if they sell traditionally.
Right.
But you had to think about all the costs involved.
Hmm.
The holding costs, all the potential repairs, the agent fees, the closing costs, all of that can really add up.
Yeah, it really can. And people don't always factor that in.
So let's break it down a little bit. What kind of costs are we talking about here?
Okay, so with a traditional sale, you're probably going to be paying around 6% in agent commissions.
6%. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of change.
And that's not even counting closing costs.
Right. Closing costs can add up to another 2 or 3% on top of that.
And then you've got to factor in all the time that your house is sitting on the market.
Yeah, you're still making those mortgage payments every month.
Right. And paying for utilities and property taxes and all that.
And what if something breaks while you're waiting for a buyer? You've got to fix it.
Right. So those costs can really start to eat away at your profits.
Absolutely. So while that initial offer price might seem higher in a traditional sale,
yeah,
the actual amount you walk away with could be significantly less.
Oh, that's a really good point.
And then there's the whole stress factor,
Yeah.
The uncertainty of not knowing when or if your house is going to sell.
And having to keep your house perfectly clean and staged all the time.
Ugh, it's exhausting.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So with a cash offer, you know exactly what you're getting. There are no surprises, no deductions.
Right, you get a fair cash offer, and you get to keep more of your hard-earned equity.
It's about transparency and peace of mind.
And, I think that's really important for a lot of people.
It really is. Selling a home is a big life event. It can be really emotional.
Especially if you're going through a transition or a difficult time.
Exactly. And a traditional sale can just prolong that stress, with weeks of showings and negotiations and uncertainty.
Yeah, just imagine having strangers coming through your house every week, looking in your closets and judging your decor.
Yeah, and then the waiting and wondering if anyone's going to make an offer and if it's going to be good enough.
And if the buyer's financing is going to go through.
It's just a lot to deal with.
It's a roller coaster.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So, a cash offer can provide a much-needed sense of relief and closure.
You can just move on with your life.
Exactly. You know that your house is sold and you have the cash in hand to start your next chapter.
I think that's a really powerful thing.
It is. It's about empowerment.
Giving people control over their situation.
Exactly. We want to help homeowners navigate the selling process with confidence and ease.
No matter what their circumstances are.
Exactly.
So, okay, I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about Royse City itself. What is it about this town that's attracting so many people?
Well, it's a really unique place. It's got that small town charm, but it's also got big city amenities.
Right. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Exactly. And it's really affordable compared to a lot of other areas in the Metroplex.
So it's a great place to raise a family.
It is. There are excellent schools and lots of parks and recreational activities.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about Hidden Creek.
Right, Hidden Creek is really popular with families.
Big Lots quiet streets.
Yeah, that kind of neighborhood where everyone knows each other.
That sense of community.
Right. And then you've got Stone River, which is another up-and-coming area.
I've heard good things about Stone River.
It's got a mix of new construction and established homes.
And it's close to Lake Ray Hubbard.
Right. So you've got that outdoor recreation right there.
And of course, you can't forget about downtown Royse City.
Yeah, downtown has really come alive in recent years.
It's got that historic charm, the brick streets and the antique shops.
Yeah, and lots of great local restaurants and businesses.
It's a really cool place to hang out.
It is. And then, of course, there's Royse City Lake and the community park.
Yeah, so many great things to do in this town.
It's really got something for everyone.
And you know what's really cool is that Sell That House to Me operates in all these different neighborhoods.
That's right. We're not just focused on one specific area.
So whether you're in Verandah or Union Square or McKamy Meadows,
or near the high school or the community park,
we can help.
we buy houses all over Royse City.
And, I think that local expertise is really important.
Oh, absolutely. We're not some big corporation that's out of touch with the local market.
We live and work in these communities.
We know the neighborhoods, we know the schools, we know what buyers are looking for.
So we can really give our clients the best possible service.
Exactly.
And, if anyone's listening and they're thinking about selling their house in Royse City,
Yeah.
I would really encourage them to visit our website, sellthathousetome.com.
You can get a free, no-obligation cash offer in just 24 hours.
It's a great way to explore your options and see what your house is really worth.
There's no risk, no pressure.
Just information.
Exactly.
Knowledge is power.
Absolutely. The more informed you are, the better decisions you can make.
So check us out, sellthathousetome.com.
We'd love to hear from you.
Well, we've talked a lot about Royse City real estate today.
We have.
It's a really dynamic market, and it can be a little overwhelming if you're thinking about selling your home.
Absolutely. There's a lot to consider.
So let's do a quick recap for our listeners. What are some of the key takeaways from our deep dive today?
Okay, so first of all, the Royse City market is hot right now.
It is.
But traditional selling comes with some risks.
Like what kind of risks?
Well, the market can fluctuate. Interest rates can go up.
Right.
It can take a long time to sell your house.
And you've got all those costs to think about.
Exactly. Agent commissions, closing costs, potential repairs.
So even though you might get a higher offer price initially,
you might actually end up walking away with less money in the end.
That's a really good point.
So a cash offer from a company like House to Me, sell that house to me.
Yeah.
It can eliminate a lot of those risks.
Look, it's faster. It's more certain.
And it's more transparent.
You know exactly what you're getting.
And you can close quickly.
In as little as 7 days.
With no fees or commissions.
That's amazing.
So if you're looking for a stress-free way to sell your house.
Or if you need to sell quickly.
A cash offer might be the right option for you.
And what's really great about Sell That House to Me?
What's that?
Is that we're a local company.
We are.
We know Royse City.
We understand the market.
And we're committed to giving our clients fair offers and excellent service.
Absolutely. We're not here to take advantage of anyone.
We want to help people.
We want to make the selling process as easy and stress-free as possible.
So if you're thinking about selling your home in Royse City,
give us a call.
Or visit our website, sellthathousetome.com.
You can get a free, no-obligation cash offer in just 24 hours.
It's a great way to explore your options.
You see what your house is really worth.
Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
So do your research.
Talk to a few different companies.
And make the decision that's right for you.
And remember,
Sell That House to Me is here to help.
We're your trusted partner in Royse City Real Estate.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
It was great talking to you.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
And we'll see you next time.